Did you ever try to convince a toddler? Let's try that again. It's Ty Talks. Have you ever tried to convince a toddler to eat broccoli? It's not about facts. It's about strategy. And sometimes a little cheese. The same goes for work. Whether you're pitching an idea or giving a presentation or just trying to get your coworkers to agree with you, how you say something matters just as much as what you say. So, my dad told me once, son, if you want to lead people, give them a picture they can walk into, not a lecture they have to sit through. It took me a few years and a few bad presentations and bad pitches to really understand what he meant. But when I got it, I got it. Today we're talking about how to use persuasive English structures that make people lean in and not zone out. And don't worry, no broccoli required here. Stick around because we're going to unlock the magic behind structures like what if we did this? Or the real question is, so that you can persuade people without pressure. And hey, if you have any questions about any of this persuasive English, drop it in the chat and I'll be answering a few at the end of the show. Now, let's jump into it. So let me tell you about, Rosa. Rosa, she worked in product development. Smart, creative, but she had a little problem. People kept ignoring her suggestions in meetings, not because her ideas were bad, they were great, but the way she presented them. Too timid, too roundabout. So what we did was we worked on three simple sentence structures, just three. I'm going to give you 5 today. And the next month, she presented a new product idea. She said, what if we positioned this as a green alternative? And the whole team sat up. They listened, and the idea finally got approved. So, what changed? Let's talk about it. We're going to break down 5 persuasive English structures. Tools that you can actually build on. They're not phrases, they're frameworks for shaping your ideas so that they get you noticed, remembered, and approved. Why does it matter? Because in professional settings, it's not always the best idea that wins. It's the idea that's communicated most clearly and confidently. So whether you're in a meeting or pitching to a client or just trying to move a team forward, the way you structure your message can make the difference between being overlooked and being influential. So if you've ever shared a great idea and watched it fall flat, or worse, heard someone else say your idea but in a different way later, this is for you. Because you don't want them to get all the credit, right? Let's dig in. So, first structure. What if we? You use this to introduce a suggestion in a friendly and non-threatening way. This structure turns your idea into a shared exploration. It invites curiosity instead of resistance. And it works because it's collaborative. It doesn't push. It invites people in. I actually had a client who always felt like his suggestions were ignored. In leadership meetings, he would say things like, I think we should, or I believe this is a better idea. And look, his ideas were good, but the tone felt a little confrontational. People were put off. So we tried something simple. He started saying, what if we approach this differently? Or what if we tested it on a smaller group first? Oh, I'm getting ahead of myself. And guess what? People started listening. They leaned in. It felt like a team conversation, not a personal opinion. And that's the power of what if we. So it frames your idea like a door that you're opening together, not a wall that you're trying to push through. So if you want to be persuasive without sounding pushy, keep this one in your toolbox. Here's a couple of examples that I didn't say before. What if we hosted a live Q&A after each webinar? Or what if we tested the product on a smaller focus group first? Kind of like what Marcus there said. All right, our next structure is the real question is. This is a great tool for guiding focus and cutting through the noise. You know, meetings can get sometimes a little chaotic. People get tangled up in the small details, and you can almost see the meeting and conversation spiraling out of control. That's where this structure shines. I once worked with a marketing team that kept debating silly things like fonts and colors for a new campaign. Endless back and forth. One of the junior designers, quiet guy, really quiet guy, he finally spoke up and said, "The real question is, does this design connect emotionally with our audience?" Boom. Silence. And then nods. Suddenly everybody remembered the bigger picture. So use this structure to cut through the clutter. It helps people to zoom in or zoom out and realign with the mission. That way you're the one to bring the focus and you gain some influence. So yeah, try it out. The real question is, how do we make this easier for the customer? The real question is whether this will scale as we grow. Get that focus back in place. Next up, I love this one. Imagine if. This one is perfect for painting a picture and inspiring possibility. This structure lets you tell a story in just a sentence. And you know, we humans, we love our stories. I remember working with a startup founder named Lily, and she had a brilliant app idea, but she kept explaining it with specs and tech jargon and all of the little details. But I helped her switch gears. She started pitching it like, imagine if you could plan your entire vacation in 5 minutes. Flights, hotels, restaurants, all done in one tap. Wow, that one line got her a meeting with a major investor. Imagine if. Tap into it. It helps you create vision. People can visualize the outcome. And when they can see it, they start to want it. That's persuasion. Imagine, try this. Imagine if our onboarding process only took 60 seconds. Imagine if every customer got a reply in 5 minutes. Imagine if. It's great stuff. Oh, I didn't tell the story. I forgot to show the stuff. Yes, build a desire. When they want it, they'll get after it. All right, structure number 4. Here's the thing. You want to use this one to make your point clear and direct. Sometimes you just got to say it. So this structure helps you do that without sounding rude. One client I worked with was a senior analyst. She was struggling with being heard in meetings. Too much hedging, too many disclaimers. So we practiced using, here's the thing, to anchor her main message. Like, here's the thing, we're measuring the wrong metric. That was a turning point for her. People finally started listening because it helps you to reclaim the floor. It works because it's bold, but it's still conversational. It says, pay attention, I've thought this through. So use it when you need to reclaim the floor on or to direct the conversation. Right? You could say, here's the thing. We're focusing on the wrong customer segment. Here's the thing. This strategy isn't sustainable long term. See how strong that is? You'll try that. Go ahead, try that. It's going to change the world for you. Okay, structure number 5. If we do X, then Y will happen. This one, I love this. This one is a strategy hammer because it's logical. It looks forward. It's highly persuasive in decision-making rooms. I had a project manager named Elaine who used this to perfection. In budget meetings, rather than arguing for more money, she'd say, if we hire one more developer, we can launch 3 weeks earlier and start billing clients sooner. Suddenly that reframed the conversation. Instead of talking about costs, they started talking about return. That means profit, money in your pocket. This structure helps your audience to connect the dots. You're not just making a request, you're showing the consequence, the impact, the benefit, and that makes you sound like a leader. So for example, you might say, if we launch before the holidays, we'll capture early demand. If we invest in training now, we'll reduce mistakes later. Right? You seeing the pattern? It really does work. It helps you to persuade very well. All right, so let's wrap this up. This is your cheat code for persuasion. Frame it simply, make it visual, and let the structure do the heavy lifting. So, which of these 5 structures do you think you will use the most at work? Or which one do you plan to try this week? Drop it in the comments. I'd love to hear about it. I'd love to hear about it. And your challenge for this for this episode, pick one structure from today's episode, just one. Try using it in your next meeting or email and see how it changes the way people respond to you. And if that challenge got you thinking, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe and share this with somebody who wants to learn or improve their communication skills or their English. And if you've got a question, now's the time to drop it in the chat, and I will do my best to answer a few live right after the Mastery Minute. And if you want more structures like this, the full blog post is linked in the description. Head on over to All About English Mastery, and while you're there, don't forget to sign up for our free newsletter. We send out new tips, mini lessons, and even more every week, all designed to help you sound smarter and more confident in English. Okay, now it's my favorite part of the show, the Mastery Minute, where we talk about idioms. And today's phrase is perfect for our session. It's cut to the chase. Cut to the chase. Ooh, have I heard that before? What does that mean? It means get to the point. Skip the boring intro and get to what matters. Where does it come from? It comes from Hollywood, old Hollywood, back when movies were good. But back in the day, they used to have these long, dramatic scenes. Well, the audience would start to get bored. So the directors started saying, nah, this is too long. Cut, that means cut the film, straight to the exciting part, the chase scene. So cut to the chase became slang or an idiom for skipping the fluff. Imagine you're walking into a packed meeting. Everyone's checking their watches. Oh gosh, waiting for the next speaker. So you stand up and smile and say, I don't have much time, so let me cut to the chase. We need more resources. Boom, just like that, you've got their attention. So why does this structure work? Because it respects people's time while delivering value right up front. It's assertive, clear, and efficient. A powerful combination in any setting. Try it this week, especially when you want to sound clear and decisive and focused. And next time on Mastery Minute, that's Monday at 9:30 p.m. Korea Standard Time, or 8:30 in Hong Kong and Taiwan. Everywhere else, you're just going to have to do the math. Next time on 15-Minute Mastery, we're diving into a skill that makes your English instantly more interesting. Storytelling. Whether you're in a job interview, giving a presentation, trying to make a connection, making a sales pitch, stories stick. They really work. So you're going to learn the key parts of a powerful story and how to use them to make your English more memorable and persuasive. You don't want to miss this one. And listen, I just want to say, remember, your voice matters. The way you shape your ideas can open doors for your future. It can spark action and inspire the people around you. So these persuasive structures that we've just learned are more than just little tricks. They're tools to help you communicate with clarity and confidence. So keep practicing, keep showing up, and I'll see you next time for another round of 15-Minute Mastery.